take for instance now, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, let me share my screen again. Sorry, did someone is recording? I don't know, because if you record, you probably will need to send it across to me. I don't know. So can you stop recording? I don't know. Is anyone recording? Because someone said fellow Gista started the recording.
Ah, maybe it's me. Let me check.
Anyone recording? So that we probably will not have we don't really have conflicting videos, but no problem. Let's continue. So now let's say for instance, this is your product table, and then you have created a table, and then you want to add to it. So you probably will alter it. But if you, let's say you run this now, let's run this. Query return successful in, okay, fellow Gista stop. How am I going to do? Okay, my own is I'm still recording. So no wala, I'm still recording. So take for instance now, if you want to come back here, probably what someone was saying yesterday, like someone said, okay, create table product, and then probably now come here to add your column to it and say maybe what's it called? Maybe expiry dates, expiry, something like that. Let's say let's just leave this as integer or something. If we use dates, so but let's just leave it as integer. Let's run this. You see that relation product already exists, so you can't create it again. So the only thing you can actually do is to alter it. You understand? So it's for you to actually what alter it so that you can add to it. But I will drop the table because I don't need it now. So let me just drop the table. We talk about dropping. So for those that were not here, probably just drop table and the name is what? Product, right? Product. Yeah, so we have dropped the table. So that is just like, and again, probably after you created the table and you want to add to the column, so you just alter and then specify the data type. So this is probably varchar. So now with this now, the list, you don't really, you not specify the minimum, you only specify the maximum. So you can actually have 1, you can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5, you can have 6, and then the maximum should be 56. That means the email address must not be more than 56. Yeah, so I think it's clear. If it's not clear, just let me know. Any question? Any question? Okay, so if you look at this, you see that character just have fixed length and is blank padded. So with character, maybe take for instance a number and you have space. So Postgres will help you to truncate it. So can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Hello? Hello?
I can hear
Hello,
you.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen? Is it clear?
I can see your screen. The only advantage of I think in Google Meet I could zoom in and see clearer, but in this one it's just fixed. So
Oh,
struggling to see
sorry.
the
Like
screen.
yeah, sorry. It's just that we can't. Okay, let me do something. I will try to enlarge this so that I think it's okay now, right? Oh, let me just use this. It's okay, right? Is it okay?
Yeah, it looks better. Yes.
I'm
Thank you.
trying to. Okay, yeah, I think it's okay now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your text, so if you don't specify anything, probably take for instance, you just put text as your data type. Text means like it's unlimited. And if you don't put n, if you just write varchar without this bracket n, it automatically default to text. It's actually part of your assignment, but it's just that I'm telling you guys now. Okay, no problem. So varchar without n defaults to text, and this was one of the questions I actually asked you guys. And why car without n defaults to car one. So that means if you type ch1 car one without specifying the number of lengths, it's automatically default to 1. That means the only character you can have is probably A, B, C, D or something. So that is just characters. And we have something called serial. So serial is just kind of like a constraint. It's not really like a data type. So let me just skip this. We'll talk about this later. Let me just skip it because you might probably have some issues understanding at this moment. So let me just skip it. So let's go to dates. So take for instance, to store date values, you use the Postgres SQL data types. So Postgres SQL uses 4 bytes to store a date value. The lowest and highest values of the date type are 4713 BC, and so the highest is 58748977 AD. You understand? So like you have a lot of values. So when storing a date value, Postgres uses the YYY MMM hyphen DD format. That is your year in 4 letters, and then your month just like 12. So if you are probably storing July, which is 7, that will be 07, and then your date 2 digits. Like today is what? I think today is what's today's date, please?
11.
Okay, 11. So probably your day will not be 11. You understand? So and again, when you are inserting, one thing is to impute your date, you have to put it in quotation mark. If you write it just write it literally, to try an error. You understand? You have to put it in quotation, probably one quotation. You understand? So there's something I didn't even say about character. So if you have specified your character, you have to put it like character in one. Let me just go back to that. So take for instance, you want to write someone's name, or maybe your name. Let's say do. These are you are going to specify it when you are inserting your values. Maybe do or something. So that is just the thing. If you use double, Postgres will throw an error. Like it doesn't understand that. So you have to use just a single. So I think I'll talk about serial dates. Yeah. So we'll talk about the date. So just use your year, YYY, MMM, and then DDD format. So there are there are other data types in Postgres, but for now, let's just restrict ourselves to this. You could do more research about it. That is why learning continues. So this is just like to introduce it to the different, because like these are the common one and the ones you probably encounter daily, probably when you're creating tables. Yeah, there are other ones like timestamp and a lot of stuff, UID and stuff, but you probably need to do, probably that will be an assignment. It's been a while we have given assignment. Maybe that'll be part of your assignment or something. So let's go back to what actually walk you guys through what's it called data type is, because for us to talk about data definition language, I wanted to talk about this before I talk about the rest, but I noticed that if you are talking about creating, alter, drop, truncate, you'll probably be creating some tables and you'll be specifying the data types. So it just better we clarify that. We have talked about this. We have talked about this yesterday, truncate, drop, and the rest. So we'll be going back to it. Then for today, I'll be moving on to what is called data manipulation language. Yesterday, we talked about data definition language. And part of what I said yesterday was, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And can you see my screen?
I can hear you.
And can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So data manipulation language. We talk about data definition, and when I say define, it's just like you remember when you were probably in secondary school, or for those that have graduated from higher institutions, probably or college. You remember they talk about defining. So when you are defining something, you are kind of like you are creating that thing from your imagination or something. So it's just like defining. You could define creating a car. So that is when you talk about create, alter, and do a lot of stuff. So and in Postgres or in SQL, they call those stuff data definition language. So you are defining your data with probably create a table that will store your data, alter this that will store your data. Yeah. Then there's something called data manipulation language. So when you talk about manipulation, like something that manipulates something. So although people use manipulation in a negative way, take for instance, we know for we Africans, we believe there's something like village witch and maybe village people and stuff that manipulate people destiny and stuff. And you understand? So manipulation, what does it mean? When someone manipulates another person's destiny, like when you watch all those movies, Nigerian movies or African movies on African magic, and then you see that someone has manipulated another person, what happened? That means this person was going in a better direction, and then the person manipulated the person to do something else. Yeah, you understand. So when you are manipulating, what are you doing? You are trying to manipulate. So DML commands are used to modify. So you are modifying the database. So when you modify something, you are trying to manipulate it. So just think of it like that, but not in a negative sense. Yeah. So it is responsible for all form of changes in the database. The command of DML is not auto-committed. That means it can't permanently save all the changes in the database. They can be rolled back. You understand? So when we're talking about commit, so the in Postgres, we'll talk about commit later on. So commit is for those that have worked with version control like Git, they know the importance of commit. So when you commit something, you're telling Git that okay, save this thing. So you don't necessarily need to understand what Git is or something, but just understand that commit. And probably for those that are in, maybe in one relationship or the other stuff, when someone is committed to you, that means the person is telling you that okay, do or die or something like that. Yeah, yes. Though breakups can occur, yes, but like when someone tells okay, committed to you or stuff like that, like relationship wise, that means the person wants to be with you for the rest of their life. But breakup can occur, yes. So they can be rolled back. Yeah, so that's the thing. So here are some commands that come under DML. You have insert, you have update, you have delete. So remember, I wanted to talk about insert, but I just had to leave it because after you have created your table, you probably will need to insert values into it. You understand? Like it's rare for you to have a garage without a car. Imagine a man building a garage without a car. Yeah, sure. Christians here would say maybe the man has a faith or maybe he has faith or something. Yeah, sure. Like I'm not disputing that fact, but at least most times before you build a garage, like you probably will have a car. You understand? So when after creating your table, you have created a database, you need to insert values into it. And then the first thing is insert. So when you want to insert values into SQL table, you do insert into. So you need to realize that there are some things. Create table this, insert into, because you can't just say insert where are you inserting into. So you have to say okay, I'm inserting into where, into table, which table name. So now let's try that. Let's go to PD admin. So we already have. Let me run this and then let me just so we already have. So now let me select from this and see the tables that we have so that we can insert into it. So we'll talk about the select statement, but for now, just don't worry yourself about select statement from customers. So what's wrong with this? Sorry, let me refresh. Okay, let me look at the tables. Oh, sorry, just hold on. Columns. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me commit this and then because I don't know why this thing is not working. Control Shift. Okay. Okay. So let me commit this so that because I've altered the table so that it will reflect because I don't know why it's not reflecting. Okay. Then let me refresh this before we insert so that at least we know that we're on the same plane. So your schema. So remember we talked about schema. We already talked about schema. So I'll be going into that. So why am I not seeing this? Okay, yeah. So email address is showing. So can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So now we already have, because I was wondering why I was not having the email address column. So now we want to insert into this. Now we do what, insert into. Remember, this was an assignment for you guys, and uh, because the best way to actually learn is by doing research. And the truth is, what you research about, or probably what you research, it's hard for you to forget. And that is one thing we are trying to imbibe into you, the spirit of researching for something. Yeah. So when you do insert into customers, so when you are doing insert into, you do insert into table name, and optionally you can do this bracket column. So you specify the column, and then the values that will be inside this column. But sometimes it's optional. You can leave this column and just do insert into table name and then do values. You understand? So you can do insert into customers. Then what are the columns we have in customers? We have name, right? We have location. This is actually you guys assignment to, but I don't know. Normally you guys would have done this, but is debtor and email address. Email address. So you are not telling it that okay, insert into this, like you are telling it that okay, you should follow this format when it's inserting. You understand? So it's kind of like helps you to give Postgres an order or how to insert. So with this now, you can know that okay, when you are now doing your values, when you write your values, you can now follow this and know, okay, name. Let's say name is do yes, do Lekura. That's my name actually. Then location. I think I'm in Ogun State right now. Then is debtor? No, I'm not. I'm not a debtor. So you could use false. You understand? Now this is where your boolean come into false. So email address. I think my email address is etacude.org. Hello.
Can you
Any
just like there's a space between your name, like
yes. Yes, you can actually you can put space. You can put your space. You can put space. Let's run it and see. Hello. So it ran. So the thing is, space doesn't like with Postgres. You don't necessarily need to put the values together. Like they can be space. You can have three spaces and stuff. So can you see now? Then now let's select from this. Uh, let's select from customers and then let's see. Oh, sorry, shift. Okay. So you can just highlight this and run. So can you see in my name it is a text. So it's telling you that okay, this is a text. This is a character that is varying 45. So this is a boolean, is false. And then it do at etacude.org. This is my email address. Are we following? Any problem?
yes, I am
What's the problem?
following. But why didn't it display your full name? I'm only seeing Ido.
Okay. What's happening here? Okay, let me just try to do something. I think it's just how it displays or something like that. But if you now probably want to get my name, probably just select name from customers. So to show you oh sorry. Remember why is double is because this query actually ran like it inserted again. You understand? Like it inserted into this. So let's have another. You could actually comment out. Remember yesterday we talked about how to comment. For those that were in class yesterday, we talk about how to comment. Just use your words. Highlight and do what? control what? If you're in the class yesterday, control what? Hello, what happened? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
So yesterday I said something about commenting that if you don't want your code to run, or maybe you want to explain your code to people, you comment. How do you comment?
Is it Control Shift something?
No, control and backslash.
Okay,
So
backslash. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, backslash. Then if you want to uncomment, just do control shift and backslash. Yeah. So let's have another. Let's comment this out, and then let's have another person. Daniel, I think Daniel is in the class, right? Or Daniel is a football fan. Hello, Daniel. Hello, is Daniel in the class? Oh, probably Daniel is a football fan. So let's have another customer with a name. So now when you do this kind of stuff, like when you do insert into customer and then you specify what's it called, like the columns, the order of columns. So Postgres we know that okay, for this you can change this. Let's say for instance, you can do this and say okay, you want your location to be this, you want it to be your location, and then you want this to be your name. So with this now, you are specifying or you are telling Postgres that okay, for location, put Ido. So I don't know. Are you? Is it clear? Okay, let me just run it so that you understand what I'm talking about. So let me run this, and then remember I've changed the order, the ordering. I've changed the order. So location is coming first. So under location, Ido will go under location. Name will be Ogun. So let me run this. So now let me select. So let me select from, and then comment this out. Then let me select what select all from. Hello, who is that? If you are not speaking, please. So can you see now? Can you see something? Hello.
Yeah,
What are you saying, or what do you notice?
the name is now Ogun, and
Yeah, the name is now Ogun and the location
the
because you have,
location is your name.
yeah, because you are specific. You have told Postgres that okay, this is so when you want to probably order, maybe you want to change the order, boy. So now with you now, you know that okay, location is Idowu Lekura, name is this, so you can follow the. But if you don't specify this, take for instance, you let's say let me comment this let me uncomment this control shift. So now if you remove this, insert into customer, this just when you just insert into customers, then the value. So you're telling Postgres that okay, I want to insert into table. What do you want to insert into table? These are the values. Remember, the values you're inserting must match the numbers of columns that you have.
Created.
Eh?
That we have created, right?
Yeah, that you have created. Yeah, that you have created. So you can have 5 values here, like 5 distinct values, because here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have maybe Idowu, Force, Idowu, and then have my phone number here because there's no column where we Postgres. Let's even try that safe. See 08163061883. So I think this is my phone number. Then so what happened? Error. So what's the error? Can What's the error?
We never created a column for the phone number.
Yeah, sure. So error, insert has more expression
Okay.
than target columns.
The target columns.
Yeah. So your the value. So you now see that with SQL, that is one of the difference between SQL and no SQL. If it's no SQL, it will just enter. There's no order, but SQL now maintains order, and that's why most programmers people prefer SQL. And then that's almost when you read about SQL, people tell you that oh, SQL has actually been existing for about 50 years now. And when no SQL came, people were like, "Oh, SQL will die." That is why most times don't follow what people say about programming language. People say, oh, Python will be dead in the next 5 years. The truth is Python is going nowhere because the way Python is going with machine learning and a lot of stuff, like Python will still be here. Like let me say 10 years from now. Yeah, it can change, but 5 years from now, Python will still be relevant. So Postgres has been in existence since 50 years ago. People were saying, oh, when SQL came, people were like, oh, SQL will go, and but up to now, people still use SQL. So, and that's why most times people don't want to learn SQL because they feel, oh, it's old and stuff like that. But it's very, very important. Like, but anything you want, like, I've not really seen anyone that can actually dodge SQL except you want to be a technical writer. Even as a technical writer, you probably want to write about databases so that people can pay you, understand? So, you have to just learn SQL. That's it. So, and that's one reason you need to kind of, there are people that just talk about their opinions. Like they say, oh, SQL is this, JavaScript is this, Python is this one is this. You don't need to listen to that. Just check the market value of anything you want to learn and learn it. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll talk about inserting and stuff like that. So I think we are done with this. So that is inserts, and then updates. So take for instance, when you update, this command is used to update or modify the values of a column in a table. So take for instance, now remember I made a mistake, right? Or let me say I probably made a mistake by inserting what's it called? My name as my location. Am I right? Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to update it. I made a mistake. So what can I do? Should I create this table again? No. What I can do is just to update. So SQL gives you the luxury of updating. So maybe I've made a mistake and then can actually update it. So what is the command you use? So you use update. And most time they call this thing what is called CRUD or crude or anything. They call it crude. Create, read, update, delete. Create, read, update, delete. So data manipulation language, most persons, or even if you're a programmer, maybe you work with web or Android, you probably come across the word CRUD or crude or any way you want to spell it. Just know that it's CRUD, whether I want to call it CRUD, crude, or anything. So it's called create, read, update, delete. So when you are creating your table, you create your table. When you are reading, you are selecting, you select to read because you want to see what is inside. Then when you update, you are updating, and then when you delete, you are deleting. So those are the, if you probably watch most of the programming language or SQL programming language courses, they tell you about CRUD or crude or anything. So you shouldn't be scared. It's just like create, read, update, delete. So you create a table, you create a database, you created a table inside it. You created a table, you inserted values into it. Then after inserting your values, what do? You read by selecting, you select all. By querying the table, you select all. And then that is even where you are seeing your query from. That's when you see your structured query. So when you are querying, there's a structure form. I will still talk about querying and structure and a lot of stuff. So you now realize that this is where the SQL comes from. SQL is not a magic name or something. It's just from how the programming interface or the engine that runs SQL performs operation. So kind of like have a structured querying. So the querying is structured. But for NoSQL, that means the querying is not structured. So you probably will need to understand the schema and stuff. So that's the thing. So now I want to update. Remember, let me select all from customers. If you want to comment this out, then you run this. So remember, I have name Ogun, location Idowu Ilekura, but this is wrong because my name Ogun is a state in Nigeria, and that is where I'm currently in. So Ogun is a state in Nigeria, and my location cannot be my name. There's an error. So what am I going to do? Should I panic or should I call 911? Well, actually, I'm not in US, so I can't call 911. So, but can I call the police? And those in Nigeria know that calling the police is like you just want to waste your time. Let's do updates. Update table name. Update let's say customers. Update customers. Then when you're updating your customer, what are you going to do? You want to update your customer and then what? To set So you are setting it. When you are setting something, that means you are kind of like defining something. When you say something as this, like remember, I think those that went to boarding school, actually went to boarding school from my GS1 to SS3. So in boarding school, most times when you go to boarding school, there's this box, I think Ecolax or something. They actually have I don't know, I think there's this symbol, there's this digit that you roll and set, and then you understand when you set those column, the values, maybe 444, and then you insert the zip or the button or anything inside. So it's kind of hard for someone to open your box without understanding the code or understanding the pattern. But in boarding school, that is not actually a guarantee that your box is safe. People can actually go there and tear it. So might just they'll just look at you like, see this foolish man. You think you are wise. You have set your this thing on your box, and behind the scene, they will just go and tear your box and probably take your provisions and stuff. So, and this is just for you to understand what set means. Like you are setting something, you're kind of like defining something. So, when you update your customers, let's say update customers set, and sometimes, let me just do something instead of writing all your query in one line. You could actually, for readability or for readability or anything you call it, you can actually write your commands like maybe update customers. Instead of writing it in one line, you can actually write in different lines. So Postgres or SQL doesn't really won't throw an error. So that most times when people are reading your code, people read it very well. So that it's not like someone is reading like this. You can actually write updates, then post set. But one thing is once you are through with the code or once you are through with the command, you have to end it with a semicolon. Yeah, or yeah, semicolon, yeah. So set update customers, and then let me say set my name, the column name equal to what? Ido Electra, and then so set name and then where. So this is a where. So we talk about where clause. The what the where does is kind of like, okay, take for instance, your mom now, for ladies or for guys that cook at home, maybe your mom maybe sends you on an errand and like, okay, Idowu or Buhari, come here. Drop. Sorry, I'm using Buhari. Oh, Buhari doesn't say. Hope there's no one that is. We don't have any DSS here, please. So, I'm just using Buhari, but at least sure I need to respect him. But let's just assume Buhari is any other person. So let's say Buhari, and then you're like, okay, Buhari, drop these plates here. So the next question you ask someone is, okay, where? Where should I drop this thing? It's in my room. But Nigerian mothers, they'll be like, okay, drop it on my head, you understand? All this stuff. But like, where is like, okay, you're asking now, where should I drop this thing? So the where now determines what you are going to do. So if it tells you that, okay, drop it in the room, so that will determine you moving to the room or not. So if you say no, drop it in the parlor, that means, okay, I will drop it in the parlor. So the where we'll still talk about where, or just like an overview of, okay, where what should I do here? So this where now will kind of filter out something and then try to search, okay, where am I going to? So take for instance, someone just called you and say, okay, I book a flight for you. The first question you probably ask the person is where. So the where determines, okay, London or China. So if you hear China or maybe North Korea, you probably want to reconsider the flight option or something. And imagine someone tells you that, okay, I book a flight for you to go to North Korea. Yeah, I believe you probably just tell the person, thank you very much, your time, because of the hostility in what's it called, in North Korea. So you can see update customer, set name is equal to Idowu Ilekura, where we don't have an ID here, so you could actually do something like mm, where, okay, let's say where name is equal to, so this is an equality sign. So let's say where name is equal to Ogun. So with this thing, let's see if it will throw an error. And then let me commit. Remember, I said when you are through with your code, okay, you commit here because these are two statements. Your update is different from your commit. So now when you run this, what happens? So there is no transaction in progress, query returned successfully. So now let's select from customers and see. And then you can still do this thing instead of writing the select off in the same line, you can do select off from customer. So Sometimes people do this so that at least people read like sequentially, you understand? So instead of writing everything in one line, you could actually break it apart. So what you can just do is highlight this and then run this. So what happens? So you have what Idowu Ogun. So you have Idowu Ilekura. So now we have already edited, or what's it called? We have already corrected the name to Idowu Ilekura. So when you highlight on it, so someone was saying you couldn't see the name because it's kind of long. So and it's the first column. So Postgres will probably just, and it's a text. So Postgres knows that okay, this text might be very long. So when you over it with your mouse, over the column or the value, you see the name or the name of the value inside this column. So now let me comment this out, and then what again can I do? So I want someone else to volunteer. I want to correct this location. What am I going to do? Let me close my. So let me ask Antoinette. Okay, fellow. Okay, Antoinette. Antoinette. Oh, Nigerian wonders to the world. Yeah. So Antoinette. Okay, someone said I think I missed the Syrian explanation. Yeah, I skipped the Syrian explanation. Yeah, I skipped it. I skipped it. Yeah. So Antoinette, can you tell us how to change this location to? What am I going to do with the updates? So I be Antoinette, know the hear me. Oh, sorry, I'm speaking PG. Hello, Antoinette. Antoinette, your network is strong. I can see it's green, very strong. Or can you hear me? Can someone hear me? Hello, can someone hear me? Hello. What's wrong? Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
Antoinette. Hello, Antoinette. Okay, don't worry. Who will bail Antoinette out? Who will bail? Is it bail the cat or bail the cat? Okay, yeah, bail the cat. Who will bail the cat?
I can't really see your screen right now.
Yeah. So I said I made a mistake. I use. But can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I made a mistake, or let me say, I intentionally made a mistake. So I inserted something. When I was creating my table, I kind of changed the order, and then instead of putting my name as my name, I put my name under my location column, and then I put what's it called? Let me share my screen back. So if you look at this now, remember what was here before was Ogun, right? And then my name was here. So we're able to change this to Idowu using the updates and where. So now I want to change this my location now to Ogun. What will I do? What am I going to do? Can you tell us? Okay, checks
I,
complete. Oh, this thing has completed. Oh, maybe I'll. Okay,
is it your screen that you're sharing?
yeah, no, sorry, that was a YouTube stuff. Like I was uploading yesterday's
Uh,
tutorial. Yes. So how am I going to do it? I want to.
I need to see your screen so that
You don't
I'll
need to see
get
my
where you're.
screen. I've already explained it. You don't need to
Hello.
see my
Okay,
screen.
you your name is under location, Abby.
Or let me just change it back. Okay, so that I can see it. Let me show you. Okay, this is it. Yes. Remember, my name is Idowu. I've changed this with this. But now I want to change Idowu Lekura now to location, which is Ogun, because I'm currently in Ogun State. So how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it?
Okay. I think it's going to be update customers,
Mm-hmm.
set location,
Mm-hmm.
um
You may be wrong, oh. So me saying
set
no, you may be wrong. So don't be don't be confident.
no,
But just
I'm
continue.
not confident about. Okay, update customer, set location, Ogun, where location is equal to
Where location?
Ido.
You want to set you want to update location and you want to set location.
Eh?
Okay, continue.
Yes,
Continue.
now.
Okay,
Wait, now. I'm
start again.
setting. I said update customers.
Okay.
Hello, can anybody hear me
Set.
now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, your Antoinette.
Okay, I've been trying to talk since, so I don't know why you guys are not hearing. So I had to leave and
Oh,
join. Sorry for
no,
interrupting.
no problem, no problem, no problem.
No
It's fine.
problem.
Okay, now what will you do?
Okay, update customers.
Okay.
Then I said set location
Why not
as
name?
Ogun.
Why not name?
You're trying to change the location column. Like the location is supposed to have Ogun, but you have your name there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, continue. You might be wrong, but continue.
Set location as Ogun. Then where location is Ido. Like where location is equal to Ido. Like that you are to change the place where you have Ido as Ogun.
Is that your final answer? We do. If you are wrong, you probably give me like 5,000. So is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? You only said where name is Idowu. So if you are wrong, are we making a deal?
I said I said where location is equal to Ido. Where
Just
location
Idowu.
is equal to Ido.
Just Idowu.
Ido, I can't see your surname. I'm trying.
Okay. Okay, no worry. Okay. Yeah. So correct. You tried. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I just wanted to test you guys. Yeah, so it's correct. So yeah, correct. So you just do update customer set location is equal to Ogun, where location is this. So Postgres will probably first of all go to this where to run before it sets this. You understand? So when it goes to this place, it knows that okay, this is the location, and then like okay, this is where this location is, and then it knows that okay, this is this. It will only probably work on these four because if you don't put the where, if you just put set name is got to the whole record, that means all the names will probably change. So the where kind of like restricts your query. You understand? Yeah. So I think we are making progress and it's fine. Those that went to watch football, uh, okay, but no problem. Just so now, so like I said you have something called create, read, update, and delete. So if you are not following at this point, please raise up your hand, and we are here to learn. And like I said, there's no stupid question, there's no foolish question. We are all learning. So if you just want to speak, can just raise up your hand, and if you are not understanding, or probably you are not getting it. Okay, I think we are all on the same page. Am I right? No question. We are good to go, right? Okay, yeah. So thank you. So let's go on to the next. So delete. So we'll talk about delete. So it's used to remove one or more rows from a table. Just the same way, like I said, create, read, update, and delete. Sorry, I think someone sent a message. Who is say okay? Someone said no class. The class started course have changed. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So delete. So delete is used to remove one or more rows from a table. Or when you want to delete something, take for instance, remember we have double this thing now, but there's an issue here because we have the same value here. So now if you just do delete, so maybe let's just say delete now. And did I run this? I'm not sure. Okay, I've not changed this. So now if you want to change this now because we want to delete this, we want to remove this, what are we going to do? Just do what? Delete from where? Remember, just look at it. Delete from, insert into. update customer. So just look at all these things. Like you may not really be able to remember everything, but once you understand what you want to do, okay, I want to delete this. You can actually go to Google and say, okay, Google, how can I delete from a data? It's fine. Like you googling or you searching for something online doesn't mean you don't understand. But like I said, understanding the syntax is the least thing you should be worried about at this point. Like, or remembering the syntax. Nobody will recruit you because you can remember delete from, or you remember select from. They only recruit you if you probably understand what you want to do. Okay, what do you want to do? I want to select from customers. You could Google. Even while you are doing interviews, there are some companies that even allow you to Google search. Remember, even Googling is kind of like a skill. It's a skill set, you understand, like how to Google, because there are different ways of people searching for information. You searching for the right information is a skill, you understand? Like, how do you write your query that Google will give you what you are looking for? It's actually a skill. So Googling is not it's not a bad thing. That's why most times I used to tell you guys to do research, and most of the stuff the assignments are not really what I actually teach you, because I'm not kind of disputing the fact that you can Google anything. Yeah. So now we want to delay location. I want to delete this an error. So we did not update because I did not write the query, because I only asked you guys for it. So we have not updated the query. So what can we do? We can do delete from what? Table. And what's our table? Customers, right? Customers. And then delete from customers. Where what? Where our location or to what? To,
I think there's a lag in your video, so it doesn't display in time.
seriously. My network is fine here. Maybe it's your network or something.
There's no lag. Oh, I'm seeing it like it's okay.
Maybe maybe there's a network.
It has
Oh,
displayed
sorry, maybe it's
now. It
network.
has displayed now. So
Okay. Wait, which are you are you using MTN?
yeah, I'm using MTN.
Oh, sorry. I actually use MTN, don't worry. So where location is equal to Idowu Ilekura. So let's run this. Let's see. So delete one, and then when you refresh this, so now let's select from customers and then run this. So now you see that SQL is very so it's out. So now SQL is just you issuing a command to SQL or Postgres or any of the SQL stuff. That's one of the reasons why we actually started with SQL, because it's easy to learn. Like I just for columns, you are just writing your query. You don't really care about how SQL goes. No problem. Yours is to eat part. That's the thing. So I think we are making a in progress at least at this time. So yeah, so data control language that you guys will just have to read more about it. Data control language, this commands are used to grant and accuracy from many databases. So you have some commands that come under this here, grant, invoke. Grant is used to give you access to a database. So like you grant something, like you grant a request. You understand, like you ask for something and then someone granted your request. So like the person gave you permission to use their money. Or maybe you ask for urgent 2K or something. Or people that used to ask for urgent 2K. I don't know why. I think there's I don't know, but I think it's just like a general or a norm in Nigeria that people just ask for urgent 2K or urgent 2K, urgent 2K. I don't know. Maybe 2K has something. Maybe it's in our constitution to ask for urgent 2K. So take for instance, maybe you ask for someone. I'm not saying begging is bad. I'm just don't feel bad or something. But like when you ask for help from someone and then the person grants you, that is like grant. Maybe you ask for help like urgent 2K and then the person gave you 2K. So like that, you know that the person has given you permission to use 2K out of his money. Probably he had 10K before. Now it's not left with 8K. And probably you ask for 2K from him. You ask for 2K from another person. And then maybe from 7 person, you have 14K. And others have 8K. You understand? So that is just like for you to understand what grant is. I'm just using this illustration just for you to understand this stuff. Like Don't there's no hard feelings. Like I'm not saying begging is bad or something. So revoke is used to take back permission from the user. So take for instance, and the person saw your account and saw that, oh, you have like a 10k. And the person probably is maybe works in the bank, probably revoke the access, you understand? So the money will leave your what's it called? Um the money will actually leave your account balance or something. So there was even a story of some, I don't know, I believe it's a joke. So they actually sent someone 2k, and the person, I think on 50k, that is 50k in naira, 50,000 naira, and the person blocked him, and then few seconds after, the money came back, you understand, to him. So the person now unblocked him again. So you understand that people are wicked in this world. You understand? So how will I collect money from you and then immediately just block me once you receive alert? That is wickedness now. So just for you to understand all those stuff. Either low battery or low data will take me out of this meeting soon. Oh, sorry. So yeah, we'll soon be through. Safe. It's almost 9, so we'll keep to time. So once it's 9 o'clock, we'll stop. So probably nothing will take you out of the meeting. Yeah. So TCL commands can also use also. Let me see. Yeah. So we'll talk about revoke. We'll talk about data control language to control the data, because obviously you don't want anybody to just have access to your database and start manipulating and start deleting and start doing a lot of stuff. So you probably want to grant and revoke. Yeah. So transaction control language. So what do you use to control your language? So TCL commands can also can only use, oh sorry, TCL commands can only use, oh sorry, please my error, sorry. I think, oh, TCL commands can only be used with, yeah, be used with DML. So what's DML? What's DML? I want to know if you have been following.
Data manipulation
Data.
language.
So what's DML? What's data manipulation language?
Okay. Data. Let me go ahead.
Then which
Data
language?
manipulation language is used to alter the data. Let's say to either update it or insert. I think, yeah, just
Okay.
to, yeah, something like that, sure, to manipulate the data.
Yeah, sure. We tried. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. I just want us to at least, because these questions can actually help us, because sometimes you can even go for an interview and then they ask you this kind of question. So that's the thing. So here are some commands that come under TCL. So you have commit. You know, we are talking about commit. So someone said this is the first time I've seen commit. I think that was Grill yesterday or something. So commit is for those that are versatile with version control. You know that commit, when you commit something, you're like, I've actually explained this stuff. So I've used relationship and a lot of stuff. So when you commit to something, or maybe you commit to this training, like you guys now, you are kind of committed because you have always at least been in the meeting and you have been doing the assignment. So when you are committed to something, that means you have given your time to something. So when you commit something, so when you write a code or when you write your command and then you put commit, automatically you're telling Postgres that okay, save this stuff, like save it. You understand? So that when next you come back, you can actually use it and utilize it. So roll back, maybe you made a mistake, you committed and then you can roll back. You understand? So these are just everything here. So roll back. So maybe delete from customers where age is 25. Maybe after deleting, then you roll back again because maybe you did a mistake. Maybe the person just came back from club and then went to write delete from customers. And then maybe when you know, well, there's no one. Okay, let me not. This is not like I'm not really abusing people that drink, but just maybe the person went to club in the night and then the next day they realize that I've deleted all my customers with age 25, and then it's like, whoa, what will I do? What will I do now? Probably just write a rollback, you understand that, to bring it back. Yeah, sorry that I use that example. I don't know. Maybe there are people that take stuff, or this is not to abuse anyone. It's just like an example. So So save point is used to roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. So that's the thing. So you roll back the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back. You can read more about this. Yeah. So then the last one, you have been seeing select. So but what is even select? So select is data query language, and this is one thing you'll probably be using and you'll be conversant with as a Postgres expert. Because I believe you guys, sorry, I believe you guys will soon be experts because the truth is, at least with the dedication you guys have been putting into this training, and I believe you guys, if you guys can just, one thing is, I think someone said if you can dedicate like 6 months or something, you can actually be good at something. So DQL is used to fetch the data from the database. So this is what you'll be using, like as a data analyst or anything you want to, or anything. If you are working with database, SQL, Postgres, MySQL, anything, select statement is something you can't do without. You cannot do without it. Like it's a must. So what select? It's just select. You are saying, okay, select is just like, okay, I want to select something. Take for instance, maybe for those that are in Nigeria, I don't know, is there ShopRite in Ghana? I don't know. Okay, I think there's ShopRite in Ghana. So because for those in Nigeria or Ghana, maybe you went to the supermarket and maybe you pass your exam and then your father or your mother took you to ShopRite and say, okay, maybe just call your name Chukudi Buhari. Select anything from this store, I will pay. I believe if you have that kind of a blank check, I know a lot of people will pack everything in ShopRite. You understand? Like if the person is buoyant enough to pay, so like okay, select anything. I believe you don't want to select something, you can. If you just want to select something, okay, maybe you just go to a place now. Maybe you have, um, I think there's iPhone 12 Pro, right? iPhone 12 Pro, and then iPhone 12 Pro Max or something like that. So maybe you saw iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro Max. So you either want you want to select. So you selecting is that you picking something. So think of select as picking. You are picking something. You are picking from the database. You are picking this thing from this and stuff like that. So that is data query language. So you select from it, and then when you select, you are trying to you want to pick some stuff. So when you do select star, so there are different ways you can actually do something like select this column, select column, select this column from this table, or select all the columns from this table. So when you do star asterisk, it's like it's a white card. They call it white card or white card, something like so. It's kind of like something that okay, when you just put it, it's like okay, it means everything. So maybe take for instance, you went to maybe your dad is Dangote, and then or Dangote just probably maybe made a post on LinkedIn, and then someone just say, oh, I just like this girl or something. I like this guy. Then took you to an iPhone shop and tells you that okay, select everything in this shop. So when you do select star, you're telling me that okay, select all. But now let's do something. Let's do select name, select name, select name. You could, and the thing is, you could actually use like I said, SQL is not case sensitive, so you could actually use select with a capital letter name or a small letter name. So now let's highlight this and then run it. So what are we going to get? So can you see now we only have the column with name. Can you see? Hello, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So please just give me a minute. I want to switch on the lights. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so apologies for the breaking transmission. So like I was saying, when you talk about select, you're just like selecting something from your what's it called, from your database. So maybe you have created a table, you have inserted something into it. Then what are you going to do? You're going to probably select something from it, right? Yeah. So that is it. So Remember, when you just do select name, and then you could also do select name and location, and when you run it, all happen. Oh, sorry. Oh, it actually, the truth is because I did not highlight this, it actually just run the last command here. So let me highlight this and then run this. So you see your name and your location is there. So this is just how to select your, and when you select it, it comes like a table, like an exact stuff, like so this is your name, this is Ido, and stuff like that. So that's kind of like you selecting from your what's it called, from your table. So that is the thing. So I think we have said a lot of things. This is almost 9 o'clock, and then so talk about the select expression. So you do select. So when you are selecting, so where are you selecting from? So okay, I want to select something, but where? So you select this from where? So take for instance, your mom told you probably when you were growing up, and maybe Shade or Bosse or Chukudi or Kwame, okay, go and pick this thing, go and select this clothes from where. So you understand, you have to probably select. So maybe you're in ShopRite. Sorry, I use ShopRite a lot. It's just like something we could relate with, you understand. I believe virtually everyone in Nigeria has been to, okay, let me say virtually because it's not everyone, but at least virtually everyone in Nigeria has been to either ShopRite or any of the shopping malls, you understand. So take for example, you went to ShopRite and maybe on Christmas Day or Saturday for Muslims, or festive season day, any of that day, you just went there and maybe you just want to relax, and then you probably went to the bread section. You want to select bread. You probably will need to go to the bread section. You understand? You can't be selecting bread from from a section that is not dedicated to bread. You understand? So that is just the thing about you selecting, and then where are you selecting from? Yeah, so you have to specify where you are selecting from, and then that is a table name. So it's from a table. Select is an expression. You select probably a column. And one thing about select is you would use select to do calculation. So take for instance, you could do something like, okay, select 5 times 6. Select 5 times 6 all upon 30. So you could do a lot of stuff. So select is just like you saying, okay, so what in Postgres, select is just like a language you want to use to display something. So it's like, okay, display this stuff, perform this operation. So what will happen is Postgres will perform this operation 5 times 6, and then it will now select it out and bring it out for you. Understand? So that is everything about select and selecting. So we have talked about this. Okay, so yeah, then there's something again. Let's take for instance, you want to, you talk about select all is like selecting everything. So when you do select all. So when you have this symbol, and then when you run it, so you're selecting all. So take for instance, now I want to display this together in Postgres in a different column. So what I can do is I can do this thing. I can do select name.
I got
Eh?
the screen.
Look, can you see my screen?
It's back now.
Okay. All right. So boy, you have been hearing what I've been saying since, right? Like, hello, hello, oh, hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
can hear you.
let's, yeah. So now we want to do something like select name, select location. So you could do something like this. So this is kind of like something you could use to separate. So let me say you have this, probably good for when you have a first name and a last name. But let me just use this as an example. So you put this thing here, and select name, location from where? From customers. So let me highlight this and then run this. So can you see Ido Ilekurabo? The location is because I don't know why this thing is. So can you see now you have Ido Ilekura and Ogun, and it's kind of like in the same. What's it called? Let me see if I can display this thing better. Probably I will try to search for how to make this thing bigger so that I can see all the names or the values in a so that it won't truncate or something like that. So that is just about select, and then I think we'll talk about and then there's something about when you select. Remember when we selected this thing now, this is like it just gave me something like question mark column because it doesn't understand like it doesn't because you did not specify a column name because you just selected a column. So it doesn't know what it will give this because this is a combination of two columns. Know what it will do. So you could do something like as is like an alias. You know, people talk about AKA this. You know, growing up then you fancy all this AKA stuff and you understand like all this AKA and then sometimes there's some names we even call ourselves that we're not really like few years now, you'll be like, am I the one that actually call myself this name? You understand? So AK then, you know, people just want to when you call them maybe their AK, they'll be like, oh, some people even prefer their AK to their name, you understand? Um I think in Nigeria there's a church called Living Faith, but the AK is Winners Chapel, and that is like an alias. So if you say I'm going to Winners Chapel, probably are going to Living Faith. Like most persons don't even know that okay, Living Faith is Winners Chapel or you understand, or Winners Chapel is Living Faith. But because of the alias, and it's unfortunate that we have a lot of churches now that are following that pattern, and we have a lot of alias. Maybe just your normal name. Yeah, I'm not like Winners Chapel actually had a good name, like okay, Living Faith and Winners Chapel, but we have different churches now that have alias, and alias sometimes they be like, what's all this? So like alias is just kind of like you replacing maybe a name, you just want a shorter name, you understand? Or you want to be called something else, you understand? So when you do a select name location, you cannot do as name underscore location. So you're not saying, okay, Postgres, when you display this, display the name of the column as this. So now let's run this and let's highlight this and run this. So can you see now you have name location as the name of
This
your column.
I can't see this. Okay.
Can you see it now? My
Yeah,
network is good. I don't
continue,
know.
please.
Okay. Yeah, so sorry. So alias, so as this and that. So uh, that's the thing. So anyone with their Postgres, I just want someone to okay, while we close, I want someone to kind of like tutor us. Like you be like the tutor before we close. This 8:58 and because today is football match day. I honestly apologies for those that watch football. I did not know that today was is it European or what's it called? Euro something 2020. Let me check the name. Sir. What's the name, please, for those that watch football? Uh,
You,
okay, Euros
you,
2020. Yeah, sorry.
you 2020
Yeah,
final.
apologies for those that probably missed it because of this tutorial. I did not know because why actually fix this class was because on Friday we did not have the opportunity to hold any class. So I was like, okay, normally we ought not to have a class today. Yeah, so normally on Sunday is just like a resting day for people and stuff like that. But because I felt like we have a lot of things to cover because this week is the last week for Postgres, and before we go into data visualization with Microsoft Power BI, and then the last week, which is Python. So, Antoinette, we can't hear you. Are you speaking? We can't hear you. Maybe probably leave and join back. So, I want someone. Gabriel Ojo has not really said a lot of things in the. Oh, I'm trying to speak. Oh, I can't hear you, Antoinette. I can't hear you. Can you? Can anybody hear Antoinette? Oh, sorry. So, Mr. Gabriel Ojo. So, can you just give us, if it's just one thing you probably you're able to grab from this class? Yeah. So I will switch off my microphone now.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. So today my takeout is actually much. I think today's class really exposed me to how to insert into tables. The assignment you gave us the other time, um, it wasn't really clear enough to me. But after today's class, inserting data into tables is now clear to me. And then updating tables, writing code such as updating certain location where they are clear to me now. In fact, just as you're doing them, I was also trying to do them on my PG admin here, and I was able to get many of them. So I think after today's class, doing the assignment will not be difficult for me again. So it was very very helpful. That's my takeout from today's class. I hope that's
Oh,
good enough.
yeah, sure, sure, sure. Very good, very good. Yeah, thank you very much. So, for those that want to go and watch Heroes, maybe Heroes 2020, apologies. So,
I
any other
wanted to
question?
ask a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sure, sure, sure.
Okay. I don't know if you can display your screen again, the PG admin part, where you had that okay, yeah, select name, and then you put this apostrophe, then this straight line. So what does that mean? Like, are you trying to combine two columns or something together? Is that what it means?
Okay, yes, yes, perfectly, perfectly. You are right. I want to combine two columns together and display it into one column.
Okay. What if it was
Yeah.
more than two columns you wanted to combine?
Okay, let's try it. I've not tried it before, but let's try it. Let's. So select name, location. Let's try it and see if it will work. Uh, what again? I think we have email, right? Email address as name, location. So let's run this. Will it work? I don't know. And if you try an error, we'll come back. Status error at or near select. Oh, sorry. Oh, I think there was something. Let me remove this. Let's run this again. Oh, sorry. From customers, what's this as name? Oh, let me just do something. Let me remove this. Okay, let me run this. I think there's an error because this thing is already underlining this stuff and stuff. Syntax error on here. Let me sure, I think. Okay. I
You didn't
think
put the
I.
other
Yeah, sure, 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 sure. Sorry, let me look at this again. There's something. No, there's something. Okay. I probably need to do this. One, two. Okay, yeah. So I think we have, yeah, sure, 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 it works. So maybe I could have probably do something like to make this, let it have a space and let me run it. So at least you have tried something, so it worked. So you could just use this and select a lot of columns together. So maybe you have name, middle name, and last name, and you want to combine it together so that you just have one name. Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, so is it clear?
Yeah, I'm looking if it's correct.
Okay, you're trying it. You're trying it in your own end.
No, I'm not trying
What
it.
your end? Okay, what you are doing is see, select name. This is kind of like let's say this is straight line, straight two straight line, like a parallel lines. Then this is like for you to specify that there's a space between the two names. If there's no space, then that means this Idowu and Elekura and Ogun will come together. But you don't want that to occur. You could
Okay.
actually use something like and. You can use anything. It's not compulsory to use space. So now let's run this. You can use any symbol. Uh, Okay, let me do something. Sorry, let me do this. Because Postgres doesn't understand this. So now let's run this. Right, you see that it's not really compulsory if you, let's see if this one will work. So can you see? You do Elekura dollar this. So the symbol, this is just like you could leave it, it's optional. So you are just doing okay, select name, slash slash. So Postgres knows that okay, you are trying to combine two columns together when you use this parallel lines, these two parallel lines. Then what are you going to use to separate this? This is a name, these two parallel lines, this is symbol that you are going to use to separate this name and this. Are you following?
Yeah, well, it's making more sense now.
Yeah. So now when you do this, like okay, let me even start from the two so that you understand the two, then we'll move to the three. Let's remove this. So now let's run this. When you run this, what happened? Idowu Ilekura and Ogun. So maybe you want to put this dollar sign maybe in front of maybe you have different customers. Probably there was a mistake. Maybe the person that designed your database probably combined customers from America and Nigeria together, and then all of them put their money. But you know that dollar, $1 is even more than is more than what's it called? It's more than 1 naira. You understand? Like $1 is around 500. You understand? I think someone actually dropped. Oh, there's a Ghanaian here, so let me not cast Nigeria. So let's continue. So maybe you have your naira and you have your dollar, and probably the person that designed the database probably put dollar and naira, but it's different, right? So how do you probably now want to add dollar after it? So you could just select, put this dollar, and then put what's it called, just put this dollar and then put your location. Let's run it and see if it works. Oh, let's just do this. So can you see now? So now with this now you have been able to add. So just look at this as okay. This one is just like something you're adding. So you're telling Postgres, okay, I want to combine this with this. Are you following? So take for instance now you have um the price of a product, but you want to save it in your database with the dollar symbol. So you probably just do select this, add it to this, and then probably from customers and then commit it. And you could even use it to alter your column and set all the values to this. Are you following?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Is it confusing or is it okay? Are we following?
I get it. I actually get
Okay, so now let's try to do something now. Let's do updates customers, update customers, set name is equal to, we want to add dollar to the name. It's optional, but let's say remember when you are typing a character in a Postgres, you have to do something like this. And then you do this, and then the name, what's the name? You can even add another column and then do something like set name is equal to name. Remember this will be double, right? And then let's just do this and see if it will work. Let's run this. So you see now it has updated everything. So now comment this out, and then let me select all from customers. So can you see now? Name Idowu. Automatically, you have already updated it. So this is just like you're combining something with it. So Postgres doesn't care whether you're adding a column to this or something like that. So it's just like you want to add something to it. You want to add something to a column. So you are joining it together. So this kind of like a way to join. Like okay, you're telling Postgres that okay, I want to join these two together. Okay, help me to join it. So the symbol is just like you joining together. So maybe instead of you setting your name, let me uncomment this. Let me do shift control this. And then let me do set name. It's go to, oh, sorry. Let me do this as location and then name. Will it work? Will it not work? We don't know. So Um, oh, okay, so can you see now location? So what we just did then was just to probably add something here. One, two. So here now you're telling it that okay, join location with this with name, but because you want a space to be so now you want a space to be between the location and the name. Like you want yeah a space now. So this is kind of like you specifying a space. Location, join location with it with space, and then join this space with name. So now let's run this and see. So now when you select this, what will happen? So you do something like select all. Oh, sorry. And then you do something like this, and then you run it. Oh, sorry. From where? Remember, there's an error from customers. And when you run this, so can you see now? Your name, your name is now Ogun Ido 11 because you have joined your name. You have set your name as location with a space and your name. Remember, we already had our name. We already used location, dollar sign and name. That is why we're having name and this. So can you see this is like something like you are joining something together? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so now there's something I would like you to do. If it's not clear, I want you to explain it in your own word, and then I'll correct you. So, Anthony, can you hear me? Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Yeah. So I want Antoinette. After Antoinette explains, then someone else will explain, and then I'll correct. So Antoinette, can you hear me? Can you hear us? Hello. I guess our network is bad. So I think someone wanted to speak. Oh, I think she left. She'll join back again. So someone wanted to speak. So I want to get your response. Addison Gilbert. I think Gilbert is kind of silent today. I don't know why. So Gilbert, can you explain to us this command? Yeah. Hello, Gilbert. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I can hear you.
can you explain this? You are quiet today.
Yeah,
What happened?
probably.
You are quiet today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't. Though I was listening, but I was going home. I went to some place and I was going home, so I was listening. So that's why my concentration was divided. I was having a divided concentration. Yeah.
Okay. So can you explain this to everybody in the group or in the meeting?
Yeah, you asked, you said location is being combined with name, but
Yeah.
there is a space there. We have the space just to separate the location and the name, just to give a space
Yeah.
instead of
Yes. Yes.
combining the two. Yeah.
Okay. So Anthony, Anthony, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. So I want you to explain this. What did we do in your own word? It's not. It's fine if you are not correct, but just explain it in your own word.
What should I explain?
Explain this. Like what was this? Explain it to everybody in the meeting. What's
Okay,
this about? Yeah.
that's this last command now, right?
Yes. This. Let me highlight it. This.
Okay. Well, we are trying to update the details on the table. Just return your screen to okay, okay. So we are trying to update the details on the table in our customers under the customers table. So we are merging some columns together. So first of all, we had this set name equals location, then slash slash, and then name. It shows that
Yeah.
we are trying to combine the name and the location. Then the space in between is that since we are combining it again with name, something like that. We've already combined location and name before, so we are combining it again with name.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
space is giving us a demarcation, like what you want there. You can actually alter it and put maybe a dollar sign or any sign that you want as a demarcation to show that, okay, this is what I added, or this is where the separation begins. But since there's a space there now, there's nothing there. It just means that there's going to be a space when the columns are combined together. So that's what I understand.
Yeah, sure. So I want you to share your screen now and then create a table and then do this. Yeah, let me stop sharing my screen.
I'm not
Are you interested?
actually. No, I'm not. Like my battery
Yeah,
is down
because
already.
yeah, sure. Because the best way to actually learn is by doing it practically. So anyone with the assistant that want to try, hello, fellow Gista. Who is this person? That's why I don't like this GC. People are hiding their name. Fellow Gista. Hey, sorry. Fellow Gista. Abi Gista. Abi. Who is this fellow Gista? Probably doesn't know his name or something. Gabriel, Joe, are you with your system? Because the best way why I'm actually doing this is because like when you practice, you fail, you make mistake. But um by making mistake you learn. Yeah, so that's the thing. But I think nobody is probably with their system. So we have already done like it's about 2 hours. So you guys can go and rest. Please do your assignment, the medium. I plan to remove people, but I don't know. People are reading the, that is the thing about free stuff, like, and that is one reason why people don't like to take free stuff because people don't really take it. Imagine out of about almost 100 persons in the group, only few people complain about lights, internet, and a lot of things. But this is a free. What if they paid for this? What if I charge 100,000? Because actually, this Etacude is not enough for profit, but we just did this probably because this month is my birthday and July 23rd is my birthday. So I just felt like just doing the free stuff and just to celebrate my birthday instead of going to probably ShopRite and eat rice and stuff. Why not share my knowledge with people? That is one of the reasons why I'm doing it. But like I've not really been getting a lot of motivation like that. But I appreciate every one of you for your dedication. Please try to do your assignment at least. That will kind of make me happy. Or like you're not doing it for me, but at least I'll know that at least there are people that are dedicated towards this stuff. Because most times everything I receive in my DM is complaint this, and that. I know we have different challenges as Africans. I know. Probably even if I had my way, I would have probably given people data. You understand? Because I know it's kind of hard attending online meeting. But this just think of this as your sacrifice that you kind of do because people pay for these stuffs. They pay for training. So please try to take your assignment seriously. I know you have some busy schedule, but just try to crave some time or carve out some time to do the assignment. Just carve out a little time, do the assignment, and then submit. I'm not looking for an expert answer. I just want at least just attempt it, do research, attempt this stuff, and if it's possible, with the medium stuff, try to write an article because I'll be sharing what's it called? I'll be sharing an opportunity with you because the truth is you can actually earn money by writing technical stuff, either Python, SQL, or the rest. So that's one of the reasons why I actually added that medium stuff. Because I know not everybody will become a data analyst. Some might probably become technical writers. So I'm kind of like just letting you imbibe the spirit of writing. You understand? So at this junction, I'll just call it a day. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Tuesday. Please try to do your assignments. I'm always available, and especially in the night, like from around 12 to 4, I'm always awake. So if you have any challenge, you can bruise me. You can send me a message on WhatsApp. You can call me on WhatsApp. I would prefer calling on WhatsApp. You can call me on WhatsApp at any time. If my network is good, at least, but in the night it's actually very good. Like my network is always good in the night, so you can call me on WhatsApp. You can anytime, just call me. So that's the thing. Yeah. So any other question? Any other question? So like I said, the project stuff. So in the night, because my network is always good in the night, I'll be able to concentrate. So I'll just send you all the information about the project. We'll be having a project work. Just a little information. You'll be kind of like designing a PowerPoint presentation, like a normal project. You write queries, then probably write a recommendation and stuff. So, any question before we call it a day?
Yeah, I want to say something. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure, sure, sure.
All right. First of all, I really want to appreciate you. I don't know the other team members, like the co-organizers, but at least I know you. So I want to appreciate you. And then, contrary to the general conception that free stuffs are taken not seriously, but don't have that kind of mind, please, because some persons take advantage of it. So like we're doing now, so just bear with us, and maybe people will live above the current challenges or the setbacks that make them not join the class for at this time. Then
Yeah,
secondly, I might
the
reach
class
you.
is continue.
What?
I said the class is not even the issue, but the assignment is another issue. Like even if you say you don't even have time to attend the class, it's fine. But assignment, only a few people are doing the assignment,
You
and
can't
people
do
are saying,
assignments if you don't attend class now. Like, so if you have not been able to attend the class, they cannot do the assignment because they are
yeah, that's good.
lost.
Because, yeah,
So then, secondly, I will reach you personally so that my Postgre on my laptop will just do it together, the installation, and then try
sure,
some of
sure.
the work.
So maybe around maybe one, maybe it's around 1 o'clock. You can just send me a message, and we'll schedule a meeting. Um,
All right. Thank you so
yeah,
much,
yeah,
and every other
bye,
member of
bye.
the class. Bye.
Yeah, bye, yeah. Mr. Gilbert, are you still here? How is Ghana?
You talked about dropping a sample, sorry, like a sample of the
Yes,
medium
sure,
article.
sure.
So just
Yeah,
remind
I
me.
would drop all those elements. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Gilbert, how is Ghana? Oh, I think it's not. Yeah. So, bye bye everyone. I will stop recording and I will share the recording with everyone. So thank you very much.
Sorry, sorry.
No, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Ghana is
bye,
fine. So,
bye.
so
Yeah, bye, bye.
Tuesday. Bye.
Yeah.